Now we're going to talk about the present progressive tense in Turkish. The present progressive tense is the tense we're going to use to describe actions that are currently ongoing, that are just about to take place, or which occur regularly or habitually. Let's look at how we form the present progressive tense. For our example, we're going to use the verb yazmak, to write. To form the present progressive tense, you take the verb stem, yaz, and add to it the present progressive tense suffix, yor. Because Turkish does not like to see two consonants next to each other, we're going to need to use one of these four buffer vowels according to the Turkish's rules of four-way vowel harmony. So we're going to choose either iyor, uyor, uyor, or uyor. For yazmak, because of this a, we're going to choose uyor. So yaz, uyor. So we have verb stem, buffer vowel, present progressive tense suffix. To this, we're going to add one of our personal suffixes. So let's start with the first person singular. So ben, I, yaz, verb stem, buffer vowel, yor, present progressive tense suffix, yazıyorum, I am writing, or I habitually write. This is in parenthesis, this personal pronoun, ben, because in fact, all the information you need to understand this word is already in this suffix. So if you simply say yazıyorum, that already means I write, or I am writing. If you want to emphasize I am writing, or clarify, then you can use the pronoun ben. Let's continue with the second person singular. Sen, yaz, yor, sun. Notice these are the same personal suffixes you've seen elsewhere, but because they will, in the present progressive tense, they will be attaching directly to the present progressive tense suffix, yor, they'll only appear with the vowel u. So they don't have their usual four different options according to vowel harmony, because they'll always harmonize with yor. So sen yazıyorsun. If he or she or it is writing, o, he, she, it, or you can use a name like Mehmet, Ahmet, yaz, yor, and we don't have a third person singular personal suffix that we're going to use here, so you stop there. For he or she is writing, we simply say yazıyor, or o yazıyor. Let's move on to the plural. Biz, we, yaz, buffer vowel, yor, present progressive tense suffix, uz, yazıyoruz, we are writing, or we habitually write. Siz, you plural, you formal, yaz, yor, sunuz. Remember that I am using here as our buffer vowel, but this buffer vowel will change depending on the vowels in the verb stem. Finally, for they, onlar, and again, I'm using the pronoun here, but the personal pronoun, but you're free to use nouns or proper nouns. Yaz, yor. That's fine. That can mean they are writing, or they habitually write. If the subject, if the person doing the writing, and in this case it must be, is an animate person, a human being, you may also want to add the plural ending to the verb, yazıyorlar, they are writing, but you don't have to, it's not obligatory. And you're not going to do it if the subject of the verb is an inanimate object. Snowflakes falling, for example, would not use lar. Okay, so that's yazmak in the present progressive tense. Now I want to talk about what happens if you put the verbs gitmek, to go, or etmek, to do, in the present progressive tense. Gitmek, to go, etmek, to do. Gitmek and etmek, when you put them into the present progressive tense, are these, you'll notice that these two verb stems both end in te. That te is going to undergo consonant alternation with de. So, for gitmek, if you want to say I am going or I habitually go, you're going to say not git, but gid, I, yor, Gidiyorum, I am going, or I habitually go. Same story with etmek. So this et is going to become ed. Ed, I, yor, ediyorum, I am doing. Now let's talk about how you put into the present progressive tense a verb stem that ends in a vowel. Let's consider the verb okumak, to read. I'm going to take the verb stem, oku. Notice that this verb stem ends not just in a vowel, but in one of our four-way vowel harmony vowels, I, U, and U. If your verb stem ends in one of those four vowels, you can just leave it there. You're not going to add an additional buffer vowel. You don't need one. So you're simply going to add the present progressive tense suffix yor. So let's say I want to say I am reading or I habitually read. I'm going to say oku yor Or if it's second person singular, you read or you are reading oku yor sun. It's pretty simple. But what if your verb stem ends in a vowel other than one of these four? So, for example, the Turkish verb başlamak, to begin. This is the verb stem, başla. A is not one of our four vowel harmony vowels. So what are we going to do when we want to form the present progressive tense? We're going to take başlı, and we're simply going to add the buffer vowel, which harmonizes best with the preceding vowel in the verb stem. So in this case, our preceding vowel is a. According to the rules of four-way vowel harmony, we're going to choose as our buffer vowel. So başlı, yor, and then başlıyorum, başlıyorsun, and so on.